Market review.
Market review.
Annual podcast.
Yeah, we're getting there, aren't we? Nearly the end of the year.
It is December 4th. It's the end of the year.
We're calling it? Right, okay.
Come on.
It's December. Not a lot goes on.
Are you going to get a new client today and have them close before it's December 31st?
No.
So the year's over.
Yeah. Count your books because that's it. We're done. Close them up and finish.
Because if you picked up a lead today,
yeah,
I'm meeting them in January, and they're meeting us in January. They're not.
I've got 2 at the moment that have just contacted me, but we're still going to meet in December.
Right, but you're not doing shit till January.
No.
Right.
Because already you talk to them about what they're looking for, and I'm like, it's not there today.
You might do a listing appointment, or you might do a buyer consult, but that's like an hour over coffee or at their house.
Yeah.
You're not actually transacting. If your listing appointment is this month and you pick up the lead today, you are meeting them maybe next week for a coffee to go over a market analysis for pricing, a general plan about what needs to be done. Yeah. And then in January, you're implementing the plan, probably 2 months.
Yes.
Because no houses, very rarely are they ready.
No. you get one.
You get one. Yeah.
One a year that you're like, do it now. Like,
I can listen.
Yeah, bring the photographs in. Let's go, baby.
So that's March at the earliest. If you price really well and you sell in a day. Or buying, there's fuck all.
Yeah,
it is.
That's the issue right now for buyers.
Buying in December, though, good time for a great deal.
Yes.
Low balls.
Oh, definitely.
It's my favorite time to low ball.
Yeah, I've seen a few recently when I looked at the price they were listed at, and then you're like, okay, that's decent price.
Right.
One of them we actually went through with clients, but we were like, oh, it's just not going to work for us. Like, it was a 2-story on slab, and they're like, we kind of need the basement for the kids and all this kind of stuff. So like, okay, but good to see it. Went conditional the next day, and we saw it on day 1. Conditional on day 2. Watched the price, and I was like, okay, like it went conditional. It's a decent price. It's not too bad.
Right.
And then it goes sold about, it was a little over 2 weeks. It was a little long because this was drilled well septic. So I'm like, it does take a bit longer. And I remember looking at the price then going, what the ever-loving hell happened there?
How much did it go down by?
It was like 75,000 under ask. And I was like, the ask wasn't bad. Like, you know, you want to play the game and you want to make sure you get a bit of a deal. But I'm like, well, you know what I'm doing then. Yeah. I'm like straight onto the phone to the agent. And I'm like, listen, you can tell me to go and get lost. Yeah. But I got to know. Like, you know, we didn't see anything.
Yeah.
And sure enough, it was like septic field was toast. So there goes 25 to 30 grand. And then I think he said there was something going on with like the drilled well. He didn't elaborate too much on that. And he says, and there's a couple of other things. I'm like, shit. 70-something thousand.
75 is the other thing now is you can negotiate again.
True.
Like you can actually ask for money, which like couldn't do that. Even like I don't even think like back in the spring, like you could really like you could ask for stuff.
Yeah.
But like you couldn't be like, this bill is $20K, pay $20K. You'd be like, this bill is $20K, let's meet at 12.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now I'm like, when I get a bad report, I'm like, hey, I can actually kick some price down.
Yeah, we just did one over in Dartmouth, and I mean, it was a different property just because it had Kitec piping.
Yeah.
And we could not, for the love of God, find an insurance company that was going to cover it. So it was literally, there ain't no choice. And then all of a sudden the agent goes, well, we did get a quote on how much to replace it. And I'm like, what? You didn't think to share that with me in the past? What the hell? So he's like, I'll send that over to you. And my brain was going, 2-story with a basement. The basement didn't need the Kitec removing because it'd been done afterwards.
Yeah.
Let's call it like 10 to maybe 15, something like that. You know, it's not a 3,000 square foot, but you need drywall repair and all this kind of stuff. And he sent me the quote, and I was like, fell off my chair. I'm like, $5,000. I'm like, am I missing something here?
Why wouldn't you?
And then he said, oh, and let me send you the drywall repair quote.
There it is.
And then it's like 5,000 for the drywall. I'm like, okay, now we're into the numbers. Yeah. So and we said, listen, we also don't want the money off. We're not fixing this because we have a young baby. We don't want to be doing this in January.
Yeah.
dust and all that kind of stuff, like we'll plead to the better nature of your sellers. Please get them to do it.
Yeah.
And he said, my guys are reasonable. Now that you've explained that you've got a baby, it's going to have to be done in January, dust, etc. Not a problem. We'll take care of it.
Amazing.
So we left the price the same, and they're going to they're doing it like in the next week or something.
See, now, like, you could go back a year or two. That's not how that conversation works.
No,
and you can even add rationale to it, like something as fair as, hey, like my clients have a small kid, like dust, clutter, like newly postpartum mother, maybe had you know what I mean, like like you could even pitch that 2 years ago, and you'd be laughed out of the house.
They'd still be like, great, thanks, still not doing it.
Please fuck off.
Yeah,
take the house.
Yeah. Exactly. So that's the difference, really. And I'd say it's been more the last half of the year that you've actually been able to do
half.
it. It's the front half was still pretty strong. Yeah.
I pulled up my stats because I know you love them.
Yes.
I got one for you.
Okay.
Very, very recently in Wolfville.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope the realtor listens to my podcast, because I'm about to talk.
You can send it to them.
I'm going to talk my shit, because this drove me wild.
Yeah.
New listing and crap house, student rental, derelict.
Yeah.
Or older gentleman couldn't take care of it.
Okay.
One of the two.
So
complete
deferred maintenance, basically.
Complete gut.
Lots of
had to be everything down the studs. I've got clients who are active in that market, and they're happy to take them on, but they do it themselves over 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
We thought they did the underlist, hold offers for a week, get multiple bids, jack it up type of thing. Which I
when
thought,
was this? Last half of it was this.
This is like mid-November.
Wow, that's a ballsy move.
I thought bold,
unless the price is like silly.
The price was.
Okay. So they were playing a strategy
based on comparable. I thought it was $100K more than what they listed at.
Right.
Okay. Now, they got 8 offers. Need about, I would say, $150K of material.
Right.
Of material.
Oh, wow.
It was a whole new house. Everything down to the studs, rebuild it from scratch. There was severe water damage to it. There was a lot going on. So my client said, well, we do it ourselves. So like, okay, $150K worth of material. We can do it over 2-3 years, but we have to hold it for 2 or 3 years. That's a mortgage. So our number is $328.
Okay.
Cash, clean.
Yeah.
We'll close in a week.
Yeah, we're not even bothered with an inspection.
No, nothing.
No, not worth it.
No.
Okay.
I said, that's a really great offer. I was like, realistically speaking, like you could go up to 350, 360, and I think you would still, like the closest comparable was 4 houses up, 5-bed, 3-bath. This was a 4-bed, 2-bath. They sold a 560.
Okay.
So I was like, comparable wise, like you're pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I told them, listen, at 8 offers, 328, don't think it's us. If it's us, it's going to be because you're clean. That's the only way we're going to win this.
Yeah.
Sure enough, the agent called me and says, you're going to get a counter. I go, oh,
a counter?
Fantastic. Okay. In my head, I'm like, okay.
I got half my foot in the door.
Yeah. I'm like, you're going to counter me either at your best offer, or you're going to counter me above your best offer, like $10K.
Right.
Probably the way that's going to go. $390.
Oof. That's a lot.
List price was $275.
So do you know if other people had sent offers in?
I knew they had 8.
But you got a counter. So you got the counter because you were clean.
I'm clean. Yeah.
But then to counter another 60K more.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. $120K above their ask, or $115K above their ask.
Jesus.
So I called my guys and I said, okay, we're not doing this. This feels just egregious.
Too much. Yeah.
So the agent called me because we were taking our time with the response, and they called and was like, hey, like, what are your thoughts? And I said, listen, I want to be clear. Like, we've done the market analysis. Like, you're not far from value with that number. We get it.
Yeah.
But here's the story. We are doing this. We're holding for 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
They do not want to do student rental. They want to do rental to a young professional that can make a living here and do all these things. So For those reasons, we are staying at our price.
Yeah.
It just makes the most sense for them financially.
Yeah.
That's where they're at.
Yeah.
It's not worth it or da-da-da-da. This is where we're at.
Well, they're working from a what's it worth after we've done.
100%.
Now let's knock some numbers off and come back to like, here's the max that makes sense.
Exactly. Very fair. Yeah. I told her that. She left. Call me back an hour later. 70 is my client's bottom dollar. And I was like, I'm not trying to negotiate. Like, this wasn't a negotiation. Like,
no, this is telling you we're good with our offer.
I just try to explain it, like, for the numbers to make sense for my client, we're at this. And in my head, I'm like, you're coming back again. You don't have anything. That was I was like, I don't think you've got fuck all. So sure enough, we tell her no, and we leave.
Yeah,
we're all great.
And we're 328.
And my wife's a realtor now.
Right.
And she saw it the next day. She started laughing. And she goes, you're never going to believe what they did. And I'm like, go on. The next day, 390 list.
So they didn't have anything?
They didn't have anything.
Why wouldn't they take 328 done, dusted cash out?
They said they had 8 offers. So I'm guessing they probably had 8, but I'm guessing that none of the 8 were good. And I'm guessing that bottom dollar that her son had was 370 was the bottom dollar. Or this agent said, oh, I can do that. And gave them unrealistic expectations about how much the home would sell for at that strategy in today's market climate.
Yeah, which doesn't work.
No,
we are not in 2021 anymore.
No, but even weirder. So the next day after that, the negotiations fall through, goes back to market at 390, under contract the next day. And then I was like, holy fuck, really? Like,
what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What?
I literally,
I don't understand.
I had to, the firm date's in our system, 3/2/2026. And in my head, I was like, February 3rd? No, that's not February 3rd.
No, March.
It's March.
2nd.
So I have
what's going on there?
The only thing I can think of in that specific instance is someone is putting money into the house.
Oh, is there a development permit application that's gone in?
I
or
have no idea. But it's a long...
Because that's 3 months more or less.
But in this market, trying to low price, hold offers for a week, see what we can get.
No.
You're just shaking your head.
No. I mean, this is the thing where you kind of start looking at the sellers and go, there was a strategy that used to work, and this is what it was.
Yeah.
And it worked for the market at that time.
Yeah.
Let's all understand that is 100% not our market today.
Right.
You know, the market today is price it well, be the best one in your neighborhood for your price and your condition, and please make it look good.
Yeah.
I don't need it to be a diamond. I don't need amazing, oh my God, drop dead when I walk through the house. I need good.
So this leads us into our topic. 2025 year in review.
Yeah.
So I'm going to preface this. We're do what I always do, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. I'm going to preface this because I thought this was wild when it happened. December 2024, the average home price in Halifax, you do median, I do average. Yeah. For me, it was under the average statistic. It was $581,026.
Yeah.
That's December 2024. January 2025, $117,593.
Yeah.
Which was an
big jump.
All-time record high.
At that time,
at that price point in Halifax's history.
Yeah.
And it jumped almost $40,000.
Yeah.
It's up 38.
Yeah. So in January, we were like, that's a big number.
It's huge.
But then let's get into the summer and see what happens then.
Right.
Because that's when it went up again.
And then it went, February was 609, so trying to down.
Yeah, so bobbling.
Yeah. March was 611.
Yeah.
April was 614. And then May was 636.
Yeah.
Which is the highest it's ever hit.
Yeah.
In Halifax's history.
Yeah.
So I remember going through January and being like, what the fuck is that number?
Yeah. Yeah. It was the first time, let's say, post-COVID, that we'd actually gone to like over 6. And this is for the whole of HRM.
Right.
This is like 500 and whatever thousand people, I don't know, let's say close to 100,000 homes, something like that.
Yeah.
And you were like, what the nuts is going on?
What the hell?
Like, this is not COVID. This is not like, oh my God, there is so much demand.
This is a higher interest rate environment.
Yeah.
Market volatility. Toronto and Vancouver were reeling with the condo debacle and so much speculation. Federal election.
True.
With uncertainty in the market.
Yeah.
Tariffs.
Oh, and let's not forget the guy down south was in, because he was in January. Yeah. He was pressing the chaos button every day.
So how was your Q1?
Quiet. Like, I had quite a few buyers, and for almost just odd reasons, every single one of them was like, we can't do this now, either financially, or we're not going to be moving there, or whatever it was. So for me, my first quarter was like really quiet.
Yeah.
And I think it was kind of one of those weird situations that you're like, okay, all of the people I'm working with right now, listings, we had 2 on the go, so that wasn't too bad. But all of the buyers were like, yep, pause. And I was like, wait, what? Why? And some of them were chunky numbers as well. Like, we weren't talking 400,000 or 500,000. We were hitting the $1 million stuff.
Yeah.
So big buyers. So it was really like me was just watching from the sidelines, still going out and looking at stuff because we still had people that wanted to look. Yeah. Nobody really pulling the trigger.
Nobody doing anything.
Nobody pulling the trigger.
Okay.
So like my first quarter was definitely a result of, because real estate's always roughly 60 to 90. So whatever you do today, the activity will show up in like February, March.
Yeah.
That's really when it's going to happen. So I always go back to like, okay, well, what was going on in Q4 then that led to Q1 for me being so quiet?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I still haven't actually figured out. I'm like, no, we were still doing all the things that realtors are supposed to do.
Lead generation,
YouTube
content,
videos, going out to meet people, like arranging conversations, just finding out who's doing what. So I'm like, that didn't stop. It was literally just all of the buyers, for reasons that were completely outside of anybody's control, said, yeah, stop or pause.
So you just got caught.
So I just got caught.
Okay.
Yeah. And that was life. And you go, okay, well, better make sure you're doing stuff in January then. Otherwise, February, March, April, May is going to be really quiet as well.
Right.
Yeah.
I had done a deal in December that closed in January. So I had that.
Yeah.
And then I had 2 quick deals in February.
Right.
That were both done. Yeah, we're both done in January.
Yeah.
So I was okay.
Yeah.
Everything else though was I was in a similar position of you, but for my own outdoing, I didn't do the work.
Right.
Q4.
Yeah.
So I had no pipeline.
Right.
And I knew like I wasn't like mad about it. I was like, okay, I just have to do my job for the next 3 months.
Just do the activity.
I've got time because no one wants to do fuck all.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're not in control of the situations of other people either.
And I had about 3 to 4 listings getting ready for market.
Yeah.
With another 3 or 4 that were starting to talk.
Right.
So I knew I'd be fine.
And Q1 for listings
sucks
until you kind of get more into March.
Yeah.
Like, let's say midterm break, that middle of March. That's really people listing. That's when like lights at the end of the tunnel. I can see spring coming. I don't have to be constantly clearing everything off my steps and the driveway and bundling everybody up to go out and look at houses, or bundling everybody up to get out of the house.
Yep.
You tend to find that March is when you start seeing that uptick for the spring.
Yes.
So even if you have got clients that are looking, there's reasons why you wouldn't list in January, February, but there's a lot more reasons why you would list in January, February.
I love my favorite time to list is mid to late February.
Yeah.
It's because I always find it's when I get the best purchase price to list price.
Yeah.
Is all because there's no competition hasn't yet because no one's listing till March or April.
Yeah.
But all the buyers are engaged.
Yes.
They are looking. If you're buying in April, you're looking in February.
Yeah, you are.
You're just, maybe you're not as engaged, but you are looking.
And also, let's not forget that in February, you've got rid of the like January blues from after Christmas.
Yeah.
So you're like, okay, Christmas happened. It was what it was. I can deal with it during January. Okay, February, let's get back on path.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the thing. Like, you will get people in January that are absolutely like gung-ho 100% serious.
Right.
Just they're few and far between.
100%.
You know, whether they're listings or whether they're buyers.
Exactly.
It tends to be the slowest month in our market.
February?
No, January.
Oh, January. Yeah. I find July's always dead.
Oh, July I'm usually good, but it depends on the market.
Depends on the market.
Yeah. Like,
how did we were both active in the market at the time. First Q1. I found it really busy. I found it kind of creeping multiple offers, like 2, 3, 4 offers on houses, and you'd be like, that's weird.
Yeah.
Like, I remember I had a client who was shopping at the time in the $1 million range. I think the budget was $1 million to 1.8 in Bedford.
Yeah.
Every fucking house I saw, I got into multiple offers for them. Every fucking house I saw.
At that price point.
And I'd be like, I'm in Bedford looking at a shithole for 1.1.
Yeah.
Like, why am I here? Why am I seeing multiple offers?
Yeah.
That's where I was like, okay, I can kind of, if I'm getting multiples at this price point, average price point makes more sense.
Yes.
Being where it is.
Yeah.
How did you see it, if you can remember that far back?
Yeah. I didn't find it too bad. Like, I don't remember, and again, you know, for whatever reasons, we weren't actually writing offers. So whether we were going into multiples or not, but I do remember looking at a lot of different houses and kind of getting into that mindset where we see a lot of houses in a lot of different price points in a lot of different areas in a lot of different competitions.
Yeah.
Conditions. And I remember walking in and a couple of times going, hang on a sec. This is what I get for this much money?
Yeah.
And almost feeling a little bit cheated.
There were a few of those moments in Q1.
Yeah. Q1 and Q2, I remember going through that.
Yeah.
Q3, Q4, different story. But Q1 and Q2, I remember going, yeah, and obviously it's not for me to decide. It's for the buyers and the sellers to decide whatever they want to do.
Yeah.
But I remember inside voice going, I feel a bit cheated here.
Right.
Now, I don't know whether it's because of 13 years. I can remember the days when it was 280 average price point and what you'd get, you know, whereas now it's like, oh God, I got to pay 600 for this now. Yeah. Like, okay. So maybe there's some of that coming in as well.
Yeah. I remember that feeling too of like, like, just like, okay, well, there's other buyers here who are interested in this price. So the price can't be too out to whack. But
And then there was also in Q1, you walk through some of those houses and you're like, okay, whatever reason, it's not for us. We're not doing it. And then, you know, just for shits and giggles, you click on that button on Viewpoint because we all do it. To be like favorite. Because now they've stopped the limit of you can only have 75 favorites.
Yeah.
I don't know how many you can have now, but I remember going, just for shits and giggles, I want to see what happens. So you hit the favorites. And then lo and behold, like a week later, you're like, it's conditional? Bloody hell.
Yeah.
Like I thought that was going to take a lot longer.
With a few price adjustments.
Because, they weren't very big and not very common in Q1 last year either, this year. When, you know, you were kind of getting into this half of the year, you're like, price adjustments are all... Sorry, we'll talk Realtor Talk price improvements. Let's call them that. Bullshit. It's a price reduction. Call it what it is.
I call it a price adjustment.
I just say it's price reduction.
You have to adjust the price. Just take the negative out of it. You're just too high. Adjust the price. If we want to get salesy, I'm
too black and white. I'm too black and white. What are we doing? Reducing the price. You can call it an adjustment, but let's talk about what it is.
But Q1, it felt busy.
Yeah.
It just felt being like, this is busy. But this is the other stat that I thought was really telling this year. So we've already established 617, 609, 611, which were all-time high price points in Halifax. Mm-hmm. That was Q1. The inventory for that time, amount of units for sale in Halifax only went up.
True.
So it started at 752 in December, 792, so up 40. 827 in February, so up another 30. March, another 40, so 861. It went up 200 units.
What did the inventory do? What did the sales, though? Did that go up in the same way? Okay, so we were building inventory.
We were building inventory.
Okay.
We were building inventory.
Inventory days on market, yeah.
So but days on market was going up.
Yeah.
Inventory was going up.
That's been the big story for the whole of this year.
Days on market.
Days on market.
It's going up.
Yeah.
I thought it was the weirdest thing because I was living off of the rule, and I still abide by this rule as we all did through COVID. Inventory is your thing. If you have no inventory, prices go up. If you have
supply and demand.
If you have inventory, prices go down.
Yeah.
I couldn't get my head around days of market's going up. I'm seeing price adjustments. Inventory is going up, and fucking prices going up.
Yeah. How does that make any sense whatsoever? And that's another story of this year. The first story of this year is days on market.
Yes.
The second story has been inventory months have not got to the point where you would call it like a balanced or even into a buyer's market.
It's creeped.
Exactly.
It's creeped.
So it's like 2.2 to 3 hovering.
We went from, I have it here, at the start of the year, we were 1.9 months of inventory.
Sellers. Big time sellers.
The highest we got this year was September at 3.2 months of inventory.
Technically still a sellers.
Seller's market.
Technically.
We need 4 months for balanced. Yeah. So still a seller's market.
Yeah.
Still, though, days on market went from, started out this year at 29.
So just under a month.
Just under a month.
Yeah.
And then February was 39. So we're ripping up home at these all-time high price points.
Yeah.
29 days on market, 39 days on market. March, it dropped to 11.
That's weird.
That's a huge drop.
That's
huge drop.
Really.
November 2025, back up to 31.
Yeah. What happened in March to be 11 days on market? I mean, that's really
spring.
Odd.
Also, the other thing I would say is I would guess, and this is just
not a lot of new construction put up for sale, maybe.
I'm trying to rationalize this. I don't know if this is right or wrong. But my only thing would be is for December and January and February, I'm thinking maybe you have the offset from the fall.
Right.
Homes that listed in the fall that didn't go anywhere, that then were getting gone in January and February when we reached those all-time high
longer
price
dates
points.
On market for those, especially.
Right. So I don't know. My assumption is though we maybe dumped that inventory. Also, maybe some sellers who were holding on just gave the fuck up.
And said we're out.
Said we're out, and you lose that fall market inventory because it's happening right now. If you don't sell in September or October, you hold in November, December.
Yeah,
test out those months, get to January, and see if you're going to take it off again until March. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's my only. I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but that's my only theory.
Yeah, it's an odd one because to go from 30 to 40 days on market and then literally drop.
Right.
In 1 month down to 11.
It's huge. It's ridiculous.
You're like, well, the older stuff maybe just like flat. Well, no, because if the older stuff expires, it didn't go conditional, it didn't go sold, so it's not in the numbers anyway.
You may remember this conversation. I called you after the January stats came out. I called you because you like to go right into the numbers.
Yeah.
Because I remember being like, hey, like, I don't go as deep in the numbers as you do. Can you tell me what the fuck happened? And I remember you being like, oh, we sold a bunch of $1 million homes.
Yeah.
We sold a bunch.
But that's also been the story for the whole year. I've seen more over $1 million stuff sell this year than I can ever remember.
But $1 million homes have higher days on market.
They also have higher price drops as well.
Exactly.
So the sale to list price should also reflect that as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that probably helps your days on market theory is you just get rid of a bunch of the $1 million inventory, and then you get into spring and $1 million aren't sitting for 90 days anymore because you're in the spring market.
Yeah.
That's my only theory.
Yeah. No, that stacks up.
It just makes sense to me as to why that happened. Either way, Q1 was weird.
Yeah.
But hot.
Yes.
Getting to Q2. How was Q2?
Ooh. Q2 was better. Like, I remember we were actually putting deals on the board and getting stuff done.
Right.
I remember not many multiple offers for the stuff that we were buying. And I also remember some pretty good sale to list prices for me as well.
Yeah.
But we were also seeing the ones that we were tended to look at, they were longer days on market for sure. It's just the people that either weren't around in Q1, started again in Q2, but also I remember Q2, I was like, oh, where did all these new buyers come from?
Right.
Which reflects then on the work that you did in December, January, February, probably.
Yeah.
So that got a little bit busier, and I do remember having an easy time when I was writing offers. Like, I don't remember going in there writing offers going, oh, please, God, this is going to be fun. But also, I think there was obviously, and again, you do a little bit more education with your buyers.
Yeah.
To be like, let's talk about the market. Let's talk about what's reasonable and fair.
Right.
Like, you can go in there and you can try and get the deal.
Of course.
I'm like, everybody wants the deal. But all you're probably going to do is get people upset. And it won't be me, and it won't be you, the buyers, but it's going to be the sellers and the seller's realtor.
Yeah.
And very often, if you get clients, especially, I kind of talk to the clients, coach them almost of like, listen, we want to get the best deal possible. But don't forget, if you're trying to go into some of these offers and do what we call the lowball offer, we're going to end up with two problems. Number one, I'm going to get the reputation of the guy that's trying to lowball everybody in this particular price range.
Yes.
And you only really have one massive thing in your world as a realtor, and that's your reputation.
Yep.
And I'm very protective over that. So that's the first thing. The second thing then is just fully expect the sellers to be like, we don't want to deal with you, period.
Oh, God.
No counter, no nothing.
Yeah.
Like, just don't bother.
Yeah.
So is either one of those going to work for you? Because I can tell you number one's not going to work for me. And they're like, no, we get it. So, like, we just want to be fair and reasonable and just get a sensible deal.
It's education.
Yeah. And I'm like, great. Well, in that case, let's talk numbers.
Yeah.
And you come up with something that is potentially trying to get a little bit of a cheeky offer.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like, listen, I can tell you why it's a bit of a cheeky offer, because here's the comparable, here's the days on market, here's what we're looking for a closing date, et cetera, et cetera. So you just build up the story, the narrative with the other agent, and hope the other agent is like, listen, I'll see what I can do. Let me work on it.
Well, that's the thing, right? When you're if you're trying to get a fair, or if you're trying to get a deal, if you can provide backing and a bit of logic behind it, I'm not saying they take it.
No, they don't have to.
They're a lot more receptive,
understanding
of you coming in
where you are. Yeah.
Where you are.
Yeah.
Right. If you can build it up.
Yeah.
That's your best way of getting a deal done.
Exactly.
But then you have to hope that the sellers and the listing agent can also have a conversation and see where you're coming from, and then maybe, or they can tell you where to go and how to get there.
Yeah.
Which
exactly.
happens.
Yeah.
Q2 for me was it was my busiest Q2 ever.
Yeah.
Did 10 deals inside of 8 weeks.
There you go.
Running. When I didn't make this mistake. I've ranted about this before on this podcast. My mother-in-law booked a family vacation for all of her kids. So I married her daughters.
Yeah. You're going.
First week of April in Dominican.
Oof.
And I remember specifically being like, y'all, you fucked me. Like, of all the weeks you could have picked, like, I said this back when they booked it in October 2024. I remember being like, I just need you to know that, like, my laptop will be attached.
Yeah.
I will be on my phone. I will be in and out of dinners. And she's like, why? Like, I go, you picked the first week. Like, you couldn't wait till the 4th week of spring market. The 5th week, you picked the 1st.
Yeah.
So
when everybody's wanting to talk.
Yeah. So we had, oh God, I have my numbers, so I can actually say this. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 deals.
Yeah.
All get done within that first 3 to 4 weeks. And 4 of them were listings that all went live. And I tried to time them. I never forget, I tried to time all 4 listings to go live the last week of March. Right. So I was like, give me a buffer.
Yeah.
And I can run with it and deal with it before.
Yeah.
But of course, all 4 all had to go on market while I was in Dominican.
Ooh.
So I'm there in Dominican trying to launch these fucking listings.
To get them going.
And of course.
Have you heard of these things called assistants? Have you heard of them? Licensed ones that actually have access to the MLS?
My wife.
You know them?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Assistants the next year thing.
Yeah, don't ever call your wife an assistant.
No, not what I meant. Yeah, that's true. She's going to hear this.
Yeah.
So first time we're going through this, so I had to learn and deal with all that. And then then of course, you know me, I price homes well. I try to at least. I try to price homes fairly based on market. So my homes typically don't sit long. So of course, all those listings all got offers while once again, I'm in fucking Dominican.
So you're trying to deal with that.
Trying to deal with it. And I didn't, first time traveling out of the country in 10 years. So of course, I didn't have a Wi-Fi plan. or an internet cell phone plan. So that learned a lot. Came home, dealt with all the shit, closed all the deals, never want to talk to another buyer or seller again.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, I'm done for a while.
I came out of Q2 being like, I swear to fuck.
Yeah.
So my Q2 it was all the work I did in January, February, March to build the pipeline. The pipeline delivered. All the listings we were working on in Q1 all came to market. They all sold. They all did what they had to do. So my Q2 was, as expected, busy.
Yeah.
The listings all went close to ask, all under contract within 7 to 10 days of each other. So quick, fast, no price. I don't think we did a price adjustment. I don't actually think we did a price adjustment. I think we just got everything gone. Yeah. We might have done one house that had a price adjustment, but it was $10K under contract. Yeah. So the only thing I would say is for those listings, I noticed the buyers asking for more. That was where I first,
in terms of stuff to stay,
stuff to
fix,
things to do,
right?
Things to do, and we're not talking like big things, but it'd be like, hey, like your chimney's dirty, get it cleaned.
Yeah.
Or it'd be, you know what I mean? It'd be like, this thing needs caulking, get it caulked.
Yeah.
When before you get that on a report and your client would go, I don't care, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Don't even worry about it.
It's not a big deal.
But I just started seeing like the
asks.
The asks started coming in there for my listings. And I was like, well, this is interesting. Right? On one of them, my client had to replace 2 new windows and took that on. So
right.
Not a problem. But like you just started seeing it of like, oh, they're asking for things again.
Yeah.
I don't know where my next buyer is for this listing.
Yeah.
So
let's go. Let's say yes.
Let's play ball.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, oh, I've got this guy in my back pocket.
Yeah.
Right? There was no one in my back pocket.
Yeah.
And the viewings weren't like
fast.
Yeah, they were like, the viewings were like, you get a pocket of 2 or 3 here on this day, but then you go quiet for 3 or 4 days, and you get a pocket of 2 or 3 here, then you get you know what I mean? Like it wasn't fast and furious. It was like, this feels more balanced because we're not running.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was where I started getting my first Q2.
The listing we had a 1.3 million in Fall River.
Yeah.
From past clients that were like, okay, it is time. We do need to downsize.
Yeah.
We've got where we're going sorted, so let's deal with this now. And I remember that one, we had to do at least 2 price drops to get to a point where like, okay, now we're seeing good activity. Right. It wasn't that we got no viewings at the higher price point. It's just they were really sporadic.
Right.
And we had one agent that, I don't know why with her buyers, but she came back through the house like 3 times.
Interesting.
It's like one time with the wife, one time with the wife and husband, and then second time with the husband.
Interesting.
And then I'm like, okay, so what
are we
getting
doing?
An offer here? And she was like, oh, well, they still think it's a little overpriced, so they're going to think about it. And I'm like, okay, fine, we'll just move on. So we did the price adjustment, and then we had like this little flurry of like 3 viewings in 7 days.
Yeah.
One of the viewings then did result in an offer that was lower than what we were actually listed for as well. And of course, then I'm like, well, I'm going to go back to the 3 viewing person.
Right.
And say like, okay, and it wasn't good for us either, because at that stage, just before we listed, the neighbor had listed.
I remember you telling me this. Yeah.
And not totally similar houses, but
close enough.
Close enough that you're like, and you listed for how much? Like,
you undercut me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I know you've got challenges compared to ours. Ours was much more mainstream, what people were looking for. Theirs was, they built that one exactly for what they wanted.
Oh, that's your own. Yeah.
So then you're like, okay, I can't help you with that.
Right.
Like, so we were okay at our price point, but then the offer came in, went back to the 3 person, and she was like, no, we still think you're a bit too high. And I'm like, okay, but we do have an offer. Yeah, no, we understand it. And I'm like, okay, you wasted nearly 5 hours, because these weren't just like 1 hour viewings. Some of them were like hour and a half.
Oh my God.
So I'm like, I don't understand what your buyers are doing. So we carried on and got that deal done. And again, it did come down to, the wife. She was like, I'm not totally happy, but I do know we need to get this done.
Right.
And the husband was like, this is a good number. Trust me. Like, I manage the finances. We're good. Sign it. Let's get out of here. So that one went really well, really smooth. I think we had to figure sag in a septic pipe. Big shock.
Yeah.
But also they were one of those houses that you walk in and go, okay, do I bring my photographer in this afternoon?
Right.
Because it was immaculate. And it was just how she was.
Yeah.
But there were some weird asks that was like, well, like, let's have this discussion about curtains as being part of the furnishings for the window.
Oh.
And I'm like, you didn't say curtains in the agreement.
I had one of those too.
And I'm like, to me, I always say curtain rods, so the poles, window blinds, and anything else like, poles, blinds, rods. But I never asked for a curtain.
So I had this in one of my deals, and I'll never forget, my client called me the night before moving out. The curtains are old, dusty pieces of shit.
Yeah.
It is a over $1 million home in South End.
Yeah.
So he's like, hey, are you sure they don't want the curtains? In the offer, they had put in all bathroom mirrors.
Right. Standard.
All toilet seating covers.
What?
I'm not like the toilet seat, I guess. But like my thing, listen, I don't care. No one cared. You could have them. No one gave a shit. What my thing was, though, was, okay, this agent did details in the ask. So if you wanted the curtains, you would have known.
You would have written, if you're doing to that detail.
And it's not a new agent.
Right.
So I thought, okay, if they wanted the curtains, they would have put it in, because they put in other shit.
Yeah.
It's not just
like in detail.
And it's not some newbie. So throw them out.
Oh, no. Okay, here we go. What do you mean I have to give you $300 for curtains?
$4,000.
Oh, my Lord. What for?
They tried to ask for a holdback of $4,000.
No.
And I'll never forget, I called the agent. Yeah.
That's...
Yeah. Yeah. So I had to call the agent, and I'll never forget. I went to the movies I took my nephew to the movie theater because Superman had just come out.
Right.
So I was like, "You want to go see it? I'll take it. I'll take it myself."
Yeah, because I actually want to go see it.
They did their walkthrough, and I didn't hear anything. It was an hour and a half after the walkthrough done. I hadn't heard a thing, so I thought, "Okay, great. Like, I know that's smooth because I would have heard about it by now."
Yeah.
So I turn my phone on do not disturb, and I go watch Superman. And I get out of the theater, and it's like 1 p.m. and I see 16 text messages, and I'm like, oh, someone died. My client, in all caps, they want a $10,000 holdback for Kurt, and starts listing like the petty stuff, and it's all caps. He's like, we're not talking da.
Yeah.
Holy fuck. Okay, call this person, talk to that person. Call the agent. The agent goes, hi, like, and I'm like, oh, I just want to be clear, like, there's nothing in this offer about, you have toilet seats.
Yeah, if you wanted curtains, you would have listed curtains.
You would have done this. And she was like, my clients just feel like the curtain should have stayed. And I'm like,
nice feeling. Did you write it on the offer?
That's great. I'm like, it's not on the offer. She's like, well, and this is what drove me nuts, is the agent then said, well, I don't want to ruin our relationship, so I think this should be between the lawyers. And I'm like, I don't know what your lawyer charges. Mine charges $1,200 an hour. So if you're going to write an email, you want to charge our clients $1,200. Like, how much is your charge? Right? And
wow.
and then just, we're going to leave it to the lawyers. So would stop talking to me.
Yeah.
So I had to leave it to the lawyers. And then the lawyers got it done. And we gave them a $500 holdback.
Yeah, I mean,
but curtains.
Wow.
You just brought back a trauma.
Yeah.
But
that's mad.
But that's July. So I was bleeding into Q3 when buyers were starting to really ask for things.
A lot. Yeah, there was a lot of asks in the last half of the year, for sure.
Yeah. And that was when, like, you started seeing nickel and diming.
Yeah.
Right? And little things. So my Q2 was hot. I died. I stopped working. I stopped lead generating for July and August. Was like, I did my summer.
Yeah.
Pipeline was okay. I had enough deals in pipeline. We were fine. How was your Q3?
Q3 was good.
Okay.
Like, we had a handful of listings. I think we had 4 listings, maybe.
Yeah.
That took a little longer than I really wanted to sell, but sold pretty close to the asking price.
Right.
Fairly clean offers, nothing outrageous on there. Buyers was fairly busy as well, but I was starting to spread outside areas that I normally like to stick to.
Right.
Because it was like a little bit of, well, you spent a lot of time with these people and they've just changed their location. So originally they're in my wheelhouse and now we're not necessarily in my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
So we had a few of those. But again, you know, you look at the price points and we're 800,000 to 900,000 stuff. So you're like, well,
there's only so many areas.
Yeah, that can stand that. So I'm like, that's okay. You know, it's just one of those things. So let's go and do them. And there were a lot of immigrations, so not relocations. These were a lot of people from outside of Canada. And then, of course, as soon as that happens, you're getting into the, well, let's start talking about foreign buyers ban and let's get into work visas and all of the fun that can delay everything.
Yeah.
So I think during Q3, my lawyer, Russ Quinlan at Q&A Law, give him a shout out because he has to put up with me. He was like, oh my God, I'm talking to you like once a week, every week on a whole variety. And I'm like, I just need to make sure I'm like not doing stuff here that I shouldn't be doing, or I'm giving clients advice that's not actually going to fly. Because there's nothing worse than going, you're good, you've got like a Canadian citizenship, but your wife is American, but that's okay because as long as somebody's Canadian, you're good, you can come in here and buy.
Yeah.
And there was a few of those where I was like, wait a minute, let me get this straight. Go through your whole nationality again. Like,
can I get the
tell
family
me,
tree?
Tell me somebody somewhere here has a Canadian passport. Otherwise, we are screwed. And how are we going to do this? So we had a few of those. You know, they all went through eventually. That wasn't an issue. So it was busier, but we were definitely like sale to list price. We were going in there and getting deals done at like, whoa, okay, that feels like I got a bit of a bargain here, a bit of a steal. So there was a lot more of that going on.
Yeah.
Inventory levels were decent. It wasn't as if I was kind of twiddling my thumbs going, we got nothing to look at here.
No, inventory back, if you're talking Q3, inventory in Halifax had reached, if you're talking Q3, which is July, August, September, you're at 1,202.
Yeah.
1,263. And September was 1,320.
Yeah.
So for us, we haven't seen that much inventory since before COVID.
No.
So we were all like, oh my God, I have listings. And I can take my time. It's a Monday. I can book this viewing on a Saturday and it's not going to leave.
Yes. And that was definitely a little bit of Q2, but that was a Q3 thing for sure.
That was a Q3 for sure.
Where you're like, okay, I can book to look at 6 houses on a Saturday and do them on a Monday or a Tuesday and know that I'm not going to have to juggle stuff around on Saturday because something drops off.
Right.
The other weird thing I noticed in Q3 was definitely pushback from sellers of like, I know you said 11 o'clock on Saturday, but could you do 1 o'clock on Saturday instead? Or actually, do you know what? Can you do a different day because we're busy? And my brain starts getting into this, wait a minute, do you want to sell the house or not? Because nobody ever said this was going to be easy. Like, I have never walked into a client who's selling a house and gone, it's going to be a breeze, don't worry about it. I'm like, I'm never going to tell you this is going to be easy. I'm going to be on you to fix things, to keep things tidy. You've got 2 young kids running around like lunatics and a dog, so viewings are not going to be straightforward. You're going to get requests at strange times of the day. They're never always going to fit your schedule. Like, this is not easy selling your home.
Yeah.
But the amount of sellers that want it to be on their schedule and make it easy on them. And I'm like, no. You're 30 to 40 days on market.
Yeah.
You've done 2 price reductions.
Yeah.
I've got a client that wants to come and look at your house. And you're going to tell me on the what day I can come and look at your house. I think you got this wrong.
You don't know how this goes.
No. Yeah. So, I mean, it's fairly straightforward to go back to that listing agent when you've got a day booked. Listen, I got 5 confirmed. You're the only one that hasn't, and you're in the middle of the schedule. I am not rearranging 5 viewings because your client can't. So you either say yes or we don't look at it.
I mean, the thing I would have said is, hey, like, we're seeing 4 other houses in your price point. So I can go to my other 4.
Yeah.
Do you want to miss out on a potential buy?
Yeah.
Or do you leave the house?
And the other weird thing as well, I think this is like probably any time of the year, is I think there's almost too many listing agents that are giving the power of confirming or declining viewings to their clients. and not realizing that if you do that and that client says no, so the seller literally comes back to me, the viewing agent, through our system called Showing Time and goes, no. Do you realize the message that sends me as a buying agent with buyers?
Don't want to sell it. Not
it's like, you're not interested.
Yeah.
Like, and I even say that when I do give the power to my clients who are listening to say yes or no, I've said, listen, do not ever go no on that text message.
No.
Give me a call.
And rearrange.
And let me see what I can figure out.
Right.
Don't just go no, because I can tell you from a buying agent, you've just stuck two fingers up at me as the buying agent if you say no.
Right.
And I'm going to remember that.
And give me a reason. Give me a reason in a different time. Like, hey, okay, maybe 5 p.m. on Tuesday doesn't work, but could you do 5:30 on Monday? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, give me like.
And I think it has become harder on sellers as well, because there's so many now that are working from home. That's a bit of a bitch.
Well, the other thing though is expectations have changed. Right. And sellers are being pulled, kicking and screaming from the change in expectations.
Yeah.
It's not, we're going to sell your house today for 20 offers, $125,000 we're asking, and everything, and no conditions, and you're going to go cash, and you're going to run off into the sunset. No, now it's, okay, we have to work at this market.
Yeah.
We've got
to figure this out.
We have to work at this. So, our first price is this. This is what we think. But if we don't go within 10 to 14 days, we're pulling it down.
Yeah.
And the first pull is a sizable pull. It's not a little one. It's a big one.
Yeah.
And that gets us down to where we need to be. And then we get it gone.
Exactly.
Viewings, congratulations. You've got now 4 week.
Yeah.
They're going to ask when works for them. If it's that inconvenient, we can try and nudge it an hour either side, but get your viewing.
Yeah.
Get your buyer in.
Yeah. Never say no to the viewer.
No. Get them in there.
Never. Yeah.
And and they're going to ask for things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Congratulate. That's just, now it's more fair.
Yeah.
It's.
Yeah. So Q3 inventory levels were up.
Yeah.
Volume of transactions was obviously up.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we'd be building up months. But the days on market, that's when you really start to go, oh, we're getting into the late 30s into the 40s.
Once again, you do median. I do average again. Yeah, we're still looking at, hold on, make sure I'm looking at the number. Yeah, so it for Q3 was now 15, 19, somewhere.
Yeah, so a little bit more of activity.
Definitely.
Yeah, and I think I've said it, I can't remember how many times I've said there's two kinds of markets here. There's looking at the numbers and going, because of the numbers, this is the market.
Yes.
And then there's but how does it feel?
Right.
Because that's all of our numbers when you go to months of inventory is, if it's under 4 months of inventory, it's a seller's market.
Yeah.
All year, we've been a seller's market. Yeah. But the days on market have been increasing. The price to sales listing ratio, so the sold to the list price ratio, has been coming down.
It's trending about 98 on average all year.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So now it's not at listing price or more. It's actually under.
Yeah.
We've been seeing the price drops as well come through.
Yeah.
So when you start looking at those three aspects, and let's ignore price, but if you look at those three aspects, you're like, this feels more like
it's cooling.
Buyers have got a little bit more power on their hands.
Right.
They're asking for more stuff on the listing. They're being a little bit more argumentative, potentially on closing days. So you're like, but boots on the ground feels more like a buyer's market. I don't get the prices in the way that they were going. And I don't get the fact that from a months of inventory, we are not a buyer's market.
So prices, July 20, because we're in Q3.
Yeah.
July 2025, $591. That was the first time we dipped below $600K the entire year. Yeah. August, $621. Ripped right back up.
Yeah.
September, $597. So that was the last time we dipped below 600 the entire year.
Yeah.
So Q3 was weird.
Yeah.
The fact that it's right. You saw so many price adjustments. Every house was doing a 10K.
Yeah.
Every house.
Yeah.
And you were like, okay, days on market's up. This is going to sit. We booked a viewing on Saturday. Clients are like, is it going to go? No, it's not going to go. They've been on the market for 40 years already. They didn't sell in the spring. They're not selling now. Asking it, on the listing side, you're seeing buyers ask for things. Viewings are few and far in between. You're getting a little more nervous on the viewings. You're just starting to see it. That was Q3.
Yeah, the blip in August was probably because there were some really big price points that sold.
Yeah.
There was a 3 and a 5 and a 6 million.
Yeah.
So you look at those and it doesn't take many to actually really start bringing up that average.
If you sell an 8 and your average is 600,000, the 8 million will impact it.
Yeah,
it's that.
Yeah, it's such a big number. But that also brings into the I don't think I've seen as many 1 million plus houses sell this year compared to any other previous year.
And inventory for those months, 2.9 months of inventory.
Yeah.
First time I cracked 3 was in August.
Yeah.
And then 3.2.
Yeah.
Prices, we already talked about, they were up and down around 6. Inventory, that was the peak of inventory, was 1320 in September.
Yeah.
So it's funny, but that was the same thing where September I was getting real bold. I was like, it's moving. We're going, it's looking like we're going balanced because inventory is going up, days on market's going up, prices coming down, adjustments coming down, but fucking average price point every fucking month just wants to stay mid 6.
Yeah.
Low 6 is not mid 6.
Yeah.
But I remember being like, this has got to be my theory was this has got to either calm down on pricing,
right,
as all these things go up, or I don't know anything about my job.
Yeah.
That was my theory. And I remember saying, I made the prediction, and I said it on air in September, I think, where I was like, or October even, where I said, I think we're going to see a 10% correction in pricing by spring 2026. Because days on market's up, inventory's up, number of units are up, everything's up. Only thing is price. Well, what's the last thing everyone realizes? Oh, it's a slower market.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that was my theory. Q4.
Yeah.
How's Q4?
Q4 has been busy. I've had the busiest Q4 for probably a good 3 years.
Okay.
Go back to COVID, that was just flat out busy all the time.
Right.
But this quarter in particular, big price point shoppers as well.
Okay.
So, I think at the moment, my average price this year is probably in the 900s on average.
Good for
the stuff that we've actually bought or listed.
Yeah.
And I remember then going, okay, we've definitely done less volume, but we've kind of transacted at a higher average price point. So financially, it's kind of it's a wash. But yeah, we've got 4 closings in December. We've got another 2 in January already. We've got 1 in April and 1 in July.
Shit.
So the amount of spread out of stuff, but also to have December for that many closings.
Yeah.
I was like, that's a bit wild.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, we got 1 closing on the 30th. I'm like, so.
Ew.
I'm like, I'm here, and I'm like, okay, well, what are we doing on New Year's Eve? Are we going away anywhere? So I'm like, oh, but they've also said, by the way, we're going to have the movers on the 30th, so can we do the walkthrough on the 29th
and get it closed as early
And
as
I'm like,
possible.
so long as it's in the daylight, so we do 4 o'clock, so that the lawyers can do their stuff and literally be send the email 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Good, get it done.
Yeah.
So that's always nice to kind of have some of those closings. We got another one on the 22nd of December, which is
Jesus, Richard.
He's been waiting for, I would say, 6-7 months to be able to buy something.
Oh my God.
Because that was a move from the UK, waiting for the UK stuff to close, give me the cash so I can actually go shopping.
Yeah.
So he's been waiting forever and a day. And that UK system is just shoot your brains out. It's just so... Yeah. Well, I've got another client, the April client, that their house was supposed to be sold cash in the bank, because that's the only way that you can guarantee a sale in the UK is, did the cash in my bank happen?
Yeah.
I don't care what the lawyers say. I don't care that you're telling me about closing dates. There is no conditional date. It's just an exchange of contracts and emissives.
Yeah.
But the key thing is okay, fine. When do you get the cash in the bank?
Yeah.
That's the only time I believe you. Well, the one in April, their cash was meant to be in the bank, I think 15th of November.
Okay.
They've only just found out it's likely to happen on the 16th of December. They've already moved out. They're already renting an accommodation in the UK because they're like, well, we need to get this all done.
Yeah.
It all seemed to happen really quick. And now they're like, but
where's my cash?
Yeah. What happened?
Yeah.
And it's the UK system where the lawyer's like, yeah, do you know what? There's been a few things that have come up. So we'll do it next week, maybe something like that.
Yeah.
So there is no dates.
So you're going, but you're busy.
Busy.
You're running.
Yeah, exactly.
4 closings in December.
4 closings in December. We had 3 in November. Second ever highest purchase in November as well.
Good
so
for
we were
you.
1.85 million.
Okay.
So and then again, we were lucky, I think, as well. In the summer, we had a 2.2 million on a lakefront in Fall River in the summer.
What month?
I want to say
August.
July or August, one of the two.
It's going to be August.
I think it was August.
That's the month you beat me.
Yeah.
That was the month I called you.
Yes.
Because I thought I was a shoo-in.
Yeah. Yeah. That would have been August then. Yeah. Yeah. So that was nice. I mean, that was a little bit of a referral as well from a Newfoundland agent.
Nice.
So I'm like, that was easy.
Yeah.
That was not a difficult one at all.
Okay.
It was the only house they liked. We talked about stuff on Indigo Shores, but they were like, just not feeling the love with that area.
Yeah.
So we were like, well, like this is a brilliant house in Fall River. So like I'll sell Fall River all day long to everybody that'll listen to me.
Of course.
That's where I live. So that was really nice. And certainly then, when you kind of feed off that kind of activity to go into the last quarter and then also have stuff already booked for quarter one next year, I'm like, that's when the ideal is kicking in.
That's how it should be.
Yeah.
That's how your business should have closings in the new year. It should be ahead of you. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
The worst thing is when you come up, my Q4.
Yeah.
Which is what I did.
Yeah.
Remember, I did nothing Q3.
True.
My Q4 was my wife gets her license end of Q2 into Q3.
Right.
I'm her team lead, so of course she's looking at me being like, "Hi, team lead. Do we have any leads?" And I'm like, "Your team lead has not done his job." No. So we got into Q4, and I had one closing done.
Yeah.
And nothing really in the pipe in September. So September, October, November have been just steady lead gen, steady working, steady building the pipeline.
Do the activity.
Do the work, do the job.
Yeah.
One thing under contract for 2026 closes in August. 2 listings currently getting ready for February listings. Yeah. I would say 2 to 3 buyers looking. Anya has done a deal that's closed. I have a closing today, and she has one house under contract. So it's December, and like there was nothing there until the first week of December. Like literally this week, she's like, I got this, and you got this, and I got this, and I'm like, because if you look back 90 days, like it's when we started working.
Yeah,
like,
it's when we started the activity.
When we started working. So now they're bearing the fruit. We did a review going into 2026. I looked at the numbers yesterday. I talked to, because my wife doesn't have the tracking bug yet of her numbers. Yeah. New agent doesn't know that job. Her team lead sucks. So we need to work on that. We talked to 646 people, I think, about real estate in Q4. 82 leads.
Right.
So 1 every 10 conversations.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a decent cover.
Out of the 82, 83 leads, if you're being conservative, 15 to 18 deals on there.
Yeah.
With low conversion rate. If you want to be high conversion rate, hopefully 25, 30, depending on a few things. Now, these aren't all qualified. They're not, like, I'd say out of that 15 or to 20 are qualified.
Yeah, you got some work to do.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, probably out of the 80, probably 20 deals, 25 if I'm really good.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So the goal for next year is 45 to 50 for the team.
Yeah.
So need to generate another 80 to 100 leads throughout the year by end of September 30th to really do that. Yeah. But Q4 was, honestly, it was everything we talked about.
Yeah.
It was booking viewings a week out.
Yeah.
It was seeing houses that sucked, that had high days on market, that prices sucked.
Yeah.
That buyers didn't want to write on because they sucked.
Yeah.
That was the only interesting thing about Q4 for me was that I thought was that's when inventory started going down again.
Right. Yeah.
Inventory started dropping.
Yes. Yeah, like I remember looking at November, I think there's only like 800 and something active listings for sale in HRM, and I was like, oof, that's low.
Units for sale in HRM for November was 1124.
Right.
Was 1124.
Yeah.
That was based on our MLS system. So
yeah. You got condos in.
Yeah.
Yeah. I ignore the condos and the multis.
I know
I
you
just do single family.
I do. So I always look at everything because I want to know what the mini mobiles are doing because that's your first time home buyer indicator. I always find.
Yes.
Mini mobiles. Yeah. Condos, single families. I throw everything in there. So 1,124 units for sale, which is down though from 1,320 from 2 months prior.
Exactly.
Inventory was down from 3.1 in October to 2.7.
Yeah.
Driving falling again.
Yeah, we got some sold.
Average price point November was $600K.
Yeah.
Flat 600, 820 for those that wanted the numbers. That seemed all to be on track.
Yeah.
That just seemed to be like, this makes sense. The only thing I didn't really understand is how come we're eating inventory again.
Well, some of that could literally be, okay, as we're getting into like the end of November into December, awful lot of withdrawals expires.
Yeah.
Like again, if you click on something on Viewpoint, you get the message that says withdrawal and expired. And I was like, all of a sudden, 1st of December, I was like, woo, that's quite a few emails on my little watch list, of all withdrawn expireds. And I think none of them actually, the ones that I saw, then said, no, but we're putting back on the market.
Right.
It's like, no, we're done. Like, we're going to take December off or January off and we'll
come
start
back and
again.
We'll revisit in the spring.
Yeah. Or even just, no, we're done. We're not doing it anymore.
Yeah, because I really thought that was my theory I said this back in September was price 10% correction in 2026. My theory was that, well, it's dead in October, November, December, January. So no buyers are buying. So we're going to get listings. Like they're just not going to eat it. They're just not going to.
Yeah, they're just not going to get into it.
They're just not going to eat the inventory.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, that's my theory. Well, now I have to recheck my theory because inventory is going down.
One of the other ones that I always look at is number of sales to number of new listings.
Right.
Because that'll give you a ratio.
Okay.
Usually we're in that kind of like 75 to 80% of the more listings than sales.
In November, new listings 370.
Yeah.
Which is actually the lowest new listings.
Oh, it was a really quiet month, November for new listings.
God, you got to go back a while. I don't even know.
I think it's the lowest this year in terms of like listings that we put on the market.
That is also. Hold on, I can verify. Oh yeah, by a distance.
Yeah.
So November was 370 new listings, which is the lowest. I've been tracking that stat since January 2023.
Yeah.
So nothing.
No,
that's the lowest.
Not a lot of appetite for people to put their houses up for sale.
That's the lowest.
And that's just in terms of new listings.
Total sales 320.
So nearly 100%.
Yeah.
Nearly. And that shows you that we're eating into the inventory because we just didn't add a lot on, but we sold.
You gained a bit
in the 300 and something.
Gained a bit, so you sold 320.
Not much.
You got 370. So there's a 50 difference.
Yeah.
It's not a lot.
No.
Like for instance, October, 578 new listings, 450 were purchased.
Exactly.
So there's 100.
So you're putting 100 and something into the inventory market.
Right.
Right. So that was the odd thing in November was like, whoa, what happened? Like not a lot of new stuff.
The fall market fell flat on its face. I don't think there was a fall market.
Well, it was also a little bit like spring. Spring didn't really ratchet up as much as we thought compared to we always get.
Yeah.
So, like in terms of the spring bump, nothing in the summer, the fall bump, nothing in the winter.
Yeah.
Like that's Nova Scotia from a rough idea in terms of when's the most activity. But this year, yes, there were the bumps, but they were a lot more compressed.
Right.
So not like good bumps. It was like just a little lump.
It's busy. It's busy. It's busy. It's
Yeah.
not. It's busy. It's busy. It's busy. It's not. It's busy.
Yeah.
That is, and like I really do feel like December's going out with a whimper. Like I know you've got 4 deals, but like those deals weren't done in December.
Yeah. No, those deals they must have been October into November.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're not. Like I said before, you're not getting anything under contract in the next 2 weeks.
No. And I've got 2 buyers that we're actually going to talk to and go and have coffee and all of that kind of stuff. I doubt we're actually looking at a place
until January
in December.
Right.
So now it's just you knuckle down and you just keep talking to the people that you're always talking to and make sure you're getting things ready for when January comes around.
Yeah.
Biggest thing that you're always looking at is like, okay, what are the listings that are going to come up in January as opposed to December? December will be quiet.
I sent out the text yesterday to all my active buyers being like, hey, just so we're clear here, the Collaboration Center works.
Yeah.
It's not broken.
Yeah.
You're just not going to see shit.
Yeah. It's just not matching anything right now.
Because no one is listing their house in the holidays.
Yeah.
Everyone got that text of like, don't call me, being like, you haven't sent me a new listing. No. The market hasn't bared a new listing that fits your criteria.
Yeah.
Because that's what this is.
Exactly. It's searching every second of every day.
Yeah.
But if it's getting a 0 result, you ain't going to get the email.
You ain't going to get the email.
So don't panic that something's broken or not. It's like, no, it's still running.
Calm down. Yeah. So everyone got that. Yeah. All my buyers got that text. I should be like, hey, just like, be cool. We'll see you in January. If anything does come up,
we'll get the message as well.
We'll get the message and we'll get in the door. But if nothing comes, enjoy the holidays.
Yeah, exactly.
So
rest easy and get ready.
So Q4 for you was fire. Q4 for me was comatose. The year overall.
Yeah. I would definitely say for me it was a tale of two halves.
Yeah.
It was like the first half was absolutely not busy enough. The second half was still not what I would have expected, but it was okay.
Okay. I would say for me, I wouldn't even go tale of two halves. I would go a tale of my work ethic. As long as I'm working hard, I make sales. As long as I'm not working hard, I don't make sales. That's how I would sum it up.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be better. That's my goal for.
There is no try. Let's play Yoda.
There we go. There's no try. There's only
there is no try.
2026, I will do better because I have to now provide leads to my wife. So that's a thing.
Yeah.
The 2025 for me was the first time I felt in years that it felt like the market wants to shift.
Right.
That was the first time where I was like, it wants to go.
Yeah.
It wants to go back to balanced. It wants to calm down. It wants to go a little slower. Do prices want to come down? I don't know because they're stubborn and they're sticking.
Yeah.
But everything else is leaning more towards we are softening.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. And I think the only odd thing about all of that is price.
Price. It's the weirdest.
Everything else is like, well, this is absolutely showing that this is where we're heading. But the price is sticking there going, no, I'm going to be stubborn.
That's it.
I'm being stubborn and I'm going to stay where I am.
That is the only thing that I cannot make sense out of.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at the stats and I'm like, I'm also getting it though, like on listings, I'm getting low balls. And like the low balls, I'm not offensive low balls. Like that thing you talked about earlier, like it makes sense to like where it should be. Like I'm getting those and I'm like, I can't really like push hard back on this because I don't have anything else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Like that's, and I'm like, okay, well, that's the situation. That has to be an indicator of something.
Yeah.
So the market it just seems to want to start whether it gets to balance, I wouldn't be surprised if 2026 does, but there's still a long way to go.
Yeah. And things change
all the time.
Relatively quickly. Like real estate is not something that moves fast.
No.
For sure. But you can start seeing things and be like, yeah, you know what? The price, the way it's done this year, like just hovering around that 600 for the last half of the year. You're like, is it realistically going to go, well, okay, let's drop down to 560, 520 next year? I don't think so.
The thing will be the inventory.
Yeah.
I just don't know. Right. My thing is I would have told you yes in September because we were getting inventory every month.
Yeah.
But now we're sliding back down into 1,000 units for sale, which is still like from last year. You're still up,
still more
300 units.
Yeah.
Right. So if you're getting 300 a year, by next year we peaked at 1,300. You should peak at 1,600, which is actually pretty damn close to a balanced market. Yeah. We have to do this because we do it every year. Predictions for 2026.
It's going to be a very good year.
You say that every year.
Well,
every year you say that.
This year was definitely less volume than 24. Like if you look at 25, we're forecasting 1 month to go. If you just said, okay, fine, let's just add on December's sale volume last year to this year and let's just call it quits for the 12 months, we're like 9% down in terms of transactions.
Okay.
So you're like, woof, well, the volume then is down because 9% is a big number. You're talking like a good 400 or 500 units down.
Yeah.
So when you look into next year, I got a funny feeling the prices are not going to drop that much.
Okay.
Might be down in the like high fives, but I'm just amazed that the $1 million stuff is selling so much that I think it's going to keep us into that 6.
Where it is. So
I think, like 590, 610, 585, 600.
Right.
We're going to be like just bouncing around there.
Right.
In which case, when you look at it from a buyer's point of view, it's like, okay, buyers, you just have to get ready for that.
Yeah.
And you just have to be prepared that this is now the new norm, as we've been saying now for probably nearly 2 years. This is where we're at. But you have the ability to
negotiate,
look at more houses, get a good deal, get more stuff left behind, and have less pressure on you to be like, well, this is the only one. Let's go.
I got a great one for this. We did a deal November, my last deal of the year. Yeah. I won't get another one before the end of the year. Inspection came back and a few things, like 4 to 5 things. And my client really only wanted 2 done. So I give all the information. So because my plan was, I'm going to tell you all 5 things. And when I ask for 2, you're going to give me the 2 I want because I'm not asking for all 5.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Great. Send the text, explain what it was. 2 minutes later, my client would do all of it. I didn't even ask.
Wow.
I didn't even ask. Like, I was like, hey, my client wants to review. These are 5 things that came up. My client wants to get the report tonight, sit down, go through the report. He's going to call me tomorrow what he wants to do. I will keep up to date.
And they just came back. We'll do them all.
We'll do them all. Don't worry about it.
Okay, write that amendment. Get it signed. Quick.
And I was like...
Don't let them change their mind.
I'm not that fucking good at negotiating.
Well, there wasn't a negotiation.
There wasn't a negotiation.
There was an offer from the sellers. Yeah, there was no negotiations.
Never even asked.
No. Just like,
we have it
write
all.
the amendment.
And that was like, I was like, this is early first week of November, maybe second, maybe.
Yeah.
And I remember just being like, oh, like, this is that market.
Yeah.
We are in that market.
And I think also, depending on the stuff that shows up on the inspection report, depends on how much you ask for.
Well, yeah.
Like, very often at the moment, the last 10, 12 deals we've done with the inspector, I remember going, oh, okay, like just the summary section we're getting into like 15 pages.
Oh, Jesus.
And I'm like, and a lot of it is like, okay, your photograph's a little bit bigger than it should be. So pads out the page, whatever. When you look at the number of items, if there's 15 pages, let's say 15 items,
yes,
that the inspector's flagged up.
Yeah.
Now, some of the things they flag up is GFCI doesn't work.
It is their job to tell you everything that is wrong with your house.
Yes.
It is our job to look at you and be like, that is unreasonable and reasonable.
Yeah, like I always go for, is it health? Is it safety? Those are the first 2 things. Like if there's a health and a safety problem, we're going after it.
Yes.
But also, let's put a bit of a dollar threshold to stuff. If it's like a GFCI that, as long as you know what you're doing with electrics and you shut the breaker off properly, then, okay, $35 for a new GFCI, like you can do it yourself. I don't need an electrician to come and do that for me.
Yeah.
Qualification here, if you're not good at electrics, don't come to Jason and Richard and say, I did a GFCI and electrocuted myself. We're not saying that. We're saying if you are comfortable, do it. Otherwise, phone your electrician.
Yes.
But then there's other things on there that you look at it and go, yeah, no, there's mold in the attic. Like, we need to do something about it. There's issues like we just did one recently where the deck's not that old and the inspector's like, there's no lag bolts or joist hangers on any of this. And I'm like, that wouldn't be too bad if it was a 3-foot deck. No, this is a 9-foot wide deck and spanning like 36 feet on the side of the house.
Put your fucking bolts in.
And I'm like, how did the contractor not do it? He just went crazy with his nail gun. I'm like, that ain't going to cover it.
No.
Like, no. Like, so we're like, we need X dollars off because I know you're not going to do it. Luckily, there's no... like you can get to the deck easily.
Yeah.
It's not, and okay, there's like 4 foot at the shortest space, it's 4 foot. So you're like, that's easy to do.
Okay.
So I'm like, good. And then it's like, okay, and now we've got to go and have a look at it. So the good thing is out of 15, you're going back on like, I think there was maybe 6 things on there.
Right.
And then it's like, okay, but here's the deal. We want some of the furniture that's in the house. So shall we just do a swap? And we managed to get it done that way. Because he's stupid handy. Like he's like, I can fix all of this myself. Like I don't need a contractor. But he's like, but I do like the sofa, the 2-seater, the coffee table. So it's like, okay, let's ask because if they want to keep their sale price, and they don't want to do a formal amendment. Now this is where it gets a bit grey because you're like, okay, but you're not putting that in an amendment.
No.
So it's like, okay, here we go.
A bank would absolutely hate.
Mr. and Mrs. Realtor, here's an email.
Yeah.
The lawyer's copied on it. You have to reply back to that email saying, yes, my client's agreed to all of this stuff and copy your lawyer on it.
Yes.
We're good.
Okay.
As long as the lawyers know what's going on and the agents know and the buyer and the seller know what's going on, we're good.
Yeah.
So that's what we're kind of doing is like, okay, like we get some of the stuff that we wanted left behind that we didn't ask for because we were like, yeah, we're not going to ask for that. But We'll just do a swap.
To bring it back, you think 2026 is going to be busy?
Yeah. Yeah. I think we're going to be busier than this year. Definitely. Because I think the prices are just going to be what they're going to be. I think we've got some interest rate drops that are definitely going to happen. Stupidness from the States that affected our first quarter, maybe first half.
Oh, I thought of it first half.
Yeah. I don't, oh God, famous last words. I don't think he's going to do anything stupid again that's going to cause that kind of a ruckus, you know? Just jinxed it, I'm sure.
Yeah. Tomorrow, 100%.
Yeah. But it's also, for me, I'm seeing some of those relocators coming back on stream as well.
Right.
So we're getting some good conversations this last quarter with people that are like, we are moving back to Nova Scotia.
Right.
We've been away for a while. We're coming back. So I think with that aspect as well, because I haven't seen a lot of relocators last year at all.
Yeah. I can't help but I think the market's going to settle.
Yeah.
I think the volatility kind of calms down.
Yeah.
Finally, after 5 years of everything.
Yeah.
I think we're going to get inventory back.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see some inventory back. Because it's renewal year.
Yeah.
It's that 1 year that everyone's been talking about for fucking 5 years where 1.5% interest rates are renewing.
Yeah.
So it is renewal year. You're probably going to see a bump in inventory. I mean, based off engagement from people wanting to transact. Now, once again, I have the 80 leads, how many actually do. But based off that engagement I'm getting, it's going to be busy.
Yeah.
I can tell you that. It's going to be busy.
Yeah.
What that means, I don't know. My hope is prices settle.
Yeah.
I would love, like, if we're forever at 6, I think that's high for Halifax. I really do. I think we should be 550, 560.
Yeah.
But if we settle at 6 between a 580, 620, and that's just where
we just keep bouncing.
That's just where you ping pong. That's just a real estate market being a real estate market.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's not enough going on for me to be like, next year's going to be ripping hot. Like I don't see that. We're still seeing days our market's up. Yeah. Price adjustments are everywhere.
Yeah.
Inventory is trending down a little bit, but I actually lean into your suggestion of its withdrawals and cancellations of contracts being the big one of seeing inventory leave the market. Yeah. Those people, let's say 50% come back. Well, there's another 150 units that will come back to market in the spring.
True.
In hopes again. Oh, if I'm predicting, maybe we settle down at, I would love to see a 575.
Yeah.
I'd love to see a 580 and just that be the fucking number.
No.
But I don't think we're leaving 6.
No, I think it's whatever number we kind of get, I think it's going to start with the 6.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to kind of get into the 640s, 650s. I'm like, I just can't see that. It's going to be the 6 to 615, 620. It's going to be more in that, and we're just going to settle around that.
January.
Yeah. If it does what it did last time, geez Louise. But I mean, what also is a big effect is if you have a low volume month in sales, and for some reason there seems to be a lot more in the like 8 to whatever price point, it just drags everything.
Well, that was January.
Yeah, just more volume in higher price points.
I remember because I called you and you had said, how many $1 million homes we sold? And I go, I have no fucking idea. He goes, we sold 160 units. And I can't remember what the actual numbers were, but you're like, we sold 160 units in Halifax in January. 100 of them were above $1 million. And you're like, well, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. You watch what it does to the average price then.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's just the way it's going to be. But the real interesting thing for next year is going to be, are we still going to have these $1 million plus buyers? Like, that's still going to be around.
That's my thing, right? The only thing I would say is your $1 million areas now, I feel like are so established as $1 million.
Yeah.
Right? Indigo Shores.
Yeah.
If you mention the word Indigo Shores, in my head, I'm like, oh, okay, we're looking at $1 million.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You mentioned South and Halifax.
Yes, always.
Probably $1 million.
Yeah.
You can mention Bedford. Yes, you have
Potts,
options.
Yeah.
Potts, though, are $1 million.
Yeah. New
West Bedford developments, all $1 million.
Yeah.
Any Fall River.
Fall River, it really depends.
It really depends, but
yeah. You really have to be probably on a lake, or a really big house
to
hit $1 million in Fall River.
Okay.
Because we do have a lot of if you strip out the lakefront stuff, a lot of Fall River you're more in the $750 to $850.
Okay.
That's more the average price of Fall River. Just because Area 30, Fall River, it's actually Waverley, Wellington, Capilano, Oakfield. Big-ass area when you look at it on a map.
When he says Area 30, he means our internal MLS system.
Yeah.
They pied them all together. Same
Exactly.
thing as fucking Colchester County. Like, you want to listen from East Hants, it's Uniac.
It's Mount Uniac all the way to Elmsdale, Enfield,
Lance,
South Rawdon, like the whole whack of it.
I had a client the other day be like, I'm interested in Lance. And I'm like, I just get ready. They're like, what? I'm like, you're going to see
stuff all over the place. Yeah.
And I wish there was a filter.
Yeah, well, then you get into, like, could you use the sub-districts?
Could I, but do I want to?
But how good is the input?
That's what I'm saying. I don't want to.
Yeah, realtors very often don't get the sub-district right. They'll get the district right, but the sub-district, I'm like, it's hit or miss.
Yeah. Any other $1 million areas that are really established now? Because I think those are the three.
Those are really the big thing. I mean, it's been weird on St. Margaret's Bay, South Shorey. Like, not necessarily getting towards Chester and stuff, but certainly St. Margaret's Bay.
Hubbards.
Because that's also the reason why if you look at MLS Area 40, which is St. Margaret's Bay, Upper Tantallon, Hubbards. There's another one in there as well that I can't remember that's got a weird name.
Hubli?
Yeah, Hubly's in there as well.
Yeah.
I've been surprised at how many $1 million stuff on there, but I think there's been a real rush of people on that Peggy's Cove Road and in St. Margaret's Bay that are on the ocean, because that's ocean now, it's not lake, that's ocean.
No, that's ocean.
And I've been amazed at how many of those seem to have come up this year and gone sold. So it's kept their average, in the high sixes,
right?
Which is not normal for that area.
No, that area was pretty run down.
That's what I was talking about.
Prospect is, well, that's because you're seeing that area get a facelift with money.
Yeah.
Because it's
land is cheap as well.
25 minutes outside of Halifax. That's everything now. You're going to see everything that's 20, 25, 30 minutes from Halifax, because now traffic is an actual problem for the city. Oh, people going further outside the city, but their dollar is, you're seeing people that can't quite afford $1.2 million fully finished homes in South End, taking that $9 or $1 million and change, Brookside, on Dartmouth.
Yeah, there's some places.
Clayton Park.
Yeah, like if you're on Lake Banook and stuff like that, that's going to cost you.
Lake Banook is.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
There are some pockets of Dartmouth. I'll never understand Loon Lake. If you could tell me Loon Lake, I would love to know.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a good lake.
It's a great lake, but
I don't get it. No. No. I'm like,
it's like, because you and I think about the exact same fucking property right now that's on the market. Yeah. So that one I don't understand. Porter's Lake is another pocket of affluence.
Yes, and there's a certain kind of demographic that wants to live out there as well. Because the problem that Porter's Lake has is, like, once you kind of get past Cole Harbour, it's like there is nothing until you hit Porter's Lake. And then there's nothing past Porter's Lake, above it, below it. It's like,
don't shit on Muscadobit.
Musquayo Dobbit, or however you say.
Oh, all right.
There we go.
We're going to call it. Anything else we got here?
Nope, that's it.
All right, sir. Thank you so much.
All right.